Let's have a look at what we think is going to be trending next year, what we'll be able to get our hands on and actually physically play with and get to grips with. What will
exciting.
we be loving and talking about next year? Let's talk first, shall we, about home robots going mainstream.
What the heck? And that's not a line from a science fiction movie. It's really happening. I mean, we'll say 2026. Let's say that it could be the year when robots and even bipedal robots that are humanoid in nature start to appear in unexpected places. I'm not pretending that every home is going to have an Optimus from Elon Musk's staple, or a Neo,
Or a Phibot.
Yeah, or an Xpeng. These are all the names that we need to start getting ready to experience. But we're definitely getting there. Put it this way. Robots in 2026 are starting to graduate from the floor, so from the vacuum cleaner, to becoming something that we start to see, in terms of a delivery context and a domestic context. They're already de rigueur in factories around the world, and they should be making an appearance in the domestic scene very, very soon.
That would be interesting. I mean, yes, it could be the year that, Tesla give up on cars and concentrate on robots.
Well, he keeps talking about it, but then, I remember the demo of Neo, and it was actually ridiculous in my view, because the robot was opening a dishwasher, and it couldn't really open the dishwasher, and it couldn't really grab the plates or the cups or whatever, the mug, I can't quite remember. And that was with the aid of a telepresent human operator. So really, what are they doing other than trying to get some investment from some venture capitalists?
It could often be a sort of tipping point, the kind of when all these innovations really happen, they come together and everything becomes cheap enough and good enough. The people start wanting it. Just might happen.
What do you think 2026 is the year where they stop becoming a novelty and become reality? Or do you think it's too soon a timeline?
You know what? Tech bubbles burst because of the lack of actual understanding meets reality, right? So our desire for something to be whatever it is that it's predicted to be.
Okay, so you want a robot to put the bins out, let's say.
Yeah, meets the reality that it's not that. And that was what the dot-com bust was. It's because all of these companies, you just had to say that you had a .com and you got investment straight away. AI is like that now, isn't it? When anyone says they've got an AI startup, they're not going to look far to get financial investment. That will continue until suddenly these robots just haven't yet materialized. The Neo is still telepresently operated by a remote human. The Optimus is another year away. The delivery robots don't really deliver well over cracks in the pavement. These things will get to the point where even Elon, with all of his bravado, can't sell the dream to us. And not only will we not see robots then for a year or 2 or 3 or 4 years, rather than next year, but the entire AI bubble will burst and there'll be a huge market crash which will affect the entire world economy. That's my honest view on it. So I'm not going to predict that 2026 is the year of the robot, but if you listen to what they say, we should see some innovation in that sector in the next 12 months.
Okay, we'll leave it there and move on to foldable phones. With a big rumour, of course, that's getting stronger and stronger, that Apple in 2026 could finally enter the foldable game. And no, not a gimmick, a proper premium foldable iPhone Fold, iPhone Air Fold, or even a foldable iPad Mini first. I mean, who knows? And what do you feel about this? John, do you got any thoughts about this for next year?
Well, I'm sure they're certainly not going to do it until they either can claim they've reinvented it or they can make it so reliable and sort of bulletproof that it's not going to be something you're going to get fed up with, and that the hinge won't break and all that sort of thing. They're going to want to get all that absolutely right. Because they've been quite resistant, haven't they? The markets have been quite resistant to them in spite of the fact they are available. I think usually because of a few other compromises.
You need that crease-free design, don't you?
Yes, but maybe Apple will do it without the compromises, yeah.
I've always been cold on this.
I know.
I've never been able to imagine it.
You've been cold on it and I've been quite hot on it.
Yeah. And the Samsung got it right, didn't they? And for a select band of Samsung customers, they absolutely love these phones. And I just don't see a need for it. I don't see a need to fold my smartphone in half. I don't have a big smartphone. I've got the slightly smaller one. I've got the Pro, but I don't have the Pro Max. And Mine's an iPhone 16 Pro, I think. I can see an argument for your mini iPad, so that you're getting a bigger screen, more manageably proportioned by nature of the fold. But I just can't predict it, because I just don't know.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. I think, you know what it is for me? Because I don't travel with an iPad, or I don't travel with a tablet. So I have my laptop and I have my phone. And I end up watching quite a lot of stuff on my phone.
Yeah.
Which is too small. So if I could fold it to double, I would like that.
If you could fold it to double, and it was, like you say, John, crease free.
And the hinge doesn't, break.
And you just opened out a luxurious display.
Just think of all the times you turn your phone round to get things a bit bigger. Well, I do anyway.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
too.
To landscape.
Yeah.
Then you'd be like, turn it round and then unfold it, it's still bigger, sort of thing.
Or what about this? If you were Apple, 2027, 20 years, could it be an anniversary drop? Would that make sense? You're just not sexed up on this at all, are you?
I'd be so underwhelmed. How about this? The Vision Pro AR glasses.
It could happen.
A point release. An absolute game-changing device like the iPhone was.
Well, that would be game-changing. What do you think?
But I've been saying that for ages.
I know,
It never
I know.
happens.
I know, but it's the 20th anniversary. Do you think they're going to do something special?
One would hope so, yes.
When the dream makers aren't making dreams anymore. I think what might take their thunder is whatever Sam Altman and Johnny Ive are working on.
And a lot of other stuff from Apple that have been poached recently. I've been reading about.
Yes.
Haven't they?
Yeah.
Okay, right, let's talk about gaming hardware next year then. Gaming hardware going portable, powerful, and weird, maybe.
Well, it's all about Steam, isn't it? It's about Valve, the Steam machine. So a super small square, like a kind of modern reinterpretation of the GameCube, that can play your Steam library brilliantly, more than well enough for modern TVs, with some really lovely features, like a great sort of intelligent LED lighting display that can show you things like games loading and things like that. A really good, fast, reliable way of connecting a controller up to it, which isn't just Bluetooth, a much more advanced connection system than that. And just that brilliant Steam game library interface that's so pleasurable to use. And I personally, as a customer of Steam, have invested loads of money, probably far too much, in an exhaustive library of games that are very recent innovations and retro catalogues going back decades. So I'm fully invested in the Steam machine, and if it's a reasonable price, and that's interesting because the speculation of the price is all over the place at the moment. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. I'm really convinced that Valve will nail this. I'm also, though, understandably very excited about Steam Frame. All right, which is their kind of Steam Deck that you wear on your face in the form of a virtual reality helmet. I'm slightly underwhelmed by the use of a black and white pass-through. So the cameras are black and white, not the colour that you get on, the Vision Pro. It's beautiful, that is. And the Oculus Quest 3, because I do like augmented reality games. There's a game called Demio. There's a new Dungeons and Dragons version of Demio, and you can kind of place the assets, on your table in your real front room. So if my wife walks in, I can see her, but my game's still there. That's what I'm talking about. Well, that with black and white cameras ain't going to work, is it? Although they do say you can upgrade that via this little front port they've got on the front. But the Steam Frame, a virtual reality helmet, which was called Project Deckard, and I've watched for the last couple of years during its innovation, I am extremely excited about, and it seems like a worthy upgrade to the Valve Index, which was their previous headset. New controllers that are really cool. So yeah, and they've also got a Bluetooth controller as well to add to that. So 3 products from Steam for 2026, predicted to come out, actually coming out, will be well priced for, from a company with a great track record. Super exciting.
Well, that's it for our 2026 foldables, robots, AR glasses, and maybe even a new
Wow.
invention.
What a year it's going to be.
No, or it might be, might not be.
Might be expensive.
I mean, if half of that hits the shelves, it's going to be fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting.
It is going to be exciting. All right, looking forward to it.